Hello there guys, how's it going? Matt the Tomato here. Welcome back to some more City Skylines. This is part 25 of Let's Build Cliffside Bay. Last time we were sort of carrying on building over here. We're sort of finishing up the Zana Hilltop, that's the one. We're sort of finishing up a little bit on that. I'm going to go ahead and zone in the next area of residential as well in there. I know we have the railway, but still, I think that's a decent enough gap there. Also, I might zone on the end there as well, although I might get rid of that. Just zone on the end there and leave this gap for stuff like, well, for nothing really, just to allow a gap between the residential and the dense commercial that is currently there. Right, there is a fire over there. Guess we could probably... Yeah, I'll chuck in another fire station over that way, just to make sure that that's okay. Right, so we were sort of plotting what we want to do over here with Carambir Rise. Now, I think this hill here, this sort of big blob here, I'm actually going to leave that and try and zone maybe the other side of it. Yeah, that looks quite good. Right, now, here's a question. Can I run... How far across can I run this? Yeah, this is actually getting quite heavy now. This is very, very high. I mean, just look at this. If I actually look out here, you can see all the way across the Zana Hilltop over there. This is really, really steep. So, definitely the sort of cliffside homes, which is what this city is all about, Cliffside Bay. So, right now, see, I would love to be able to flame and link these two up here. Can I draw down? No, it's not letting me do that. I can draw across like this, though. And it still won't let me do that. Even if I draw down from here, so it's going to be tiny little properties on the edge there. Right, that will be the edge of that. Now, if I've left enough space, oh yeah! Let's go ahead and do that with a view to maybe a link-up road halfway along there. Right, and as I said, I'm going to leave this undeveloped. I'll go one more. Yeah, see. No. There we go. Right. So I'll leave that as a little bit of a sort of natural landmark kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, right, I'll leave that alone. So Carambir Rise over here is going to indeed extend out this way. So we will tempted to go with another avenue that goes north-south here. Because I just think that that's going to be quite important. Right, so if I go something like this, that will extend down into the next district. Right, let's do that. Okay. So what is the actual district lineup here? So it actually ends here. Okay, that's good to know. So it's actually... This road here is the end of Carambir Rise. Okay. Right, so I won't build anything else beyond that road. There's a little bit of a marker. Let's get a couple of junctions along here. Like that. Right. Could build a small office district in here, actually. That might be quite good. That could be a small district on its own then, couldn't it? Which would be interesting. No, I've just gone from there. There we go. Is that actually overlapping? It is! Oh my goodness me. Right, I'm not having that. Oh, I see, because there is actually a slight little And also we are technically still going downhill here as well, so that explains that. Right, I should do the same on this side actually. So carry on with that sort of theme that we were doing there. And then link these up. And that shouldn't create any latency, it doesn't. Good. Right, so let's do that. Link that up there. It's a little bit close in that. Yeah, I've changed my mind about this one. It's a bit too close to that major one there. It's probably not exactly symmetrical, that, but looks relatively symmetrical, so I'm going to take it. Right, so let me zone out this next district here. So this one is just going to be a small office district, basically. I guess I could probably just go up to the road. I don't see why not. Maybe use the road as the actual marker here. Look at this. This is absolutely blocky as hell. But at the end of the day, I might go up to there and just up to there. Maybe just sort of dig a little bit out of that there. And there. Something like that, just to make sure that those commercial buildings are still in that zone. There we go. Right, and this district is going to be the what do we got? This is going to be the Horon office space. Nah, that's a crap. Business Park. Horon Business Park. Maybe the J. Horon Business Park after Johnny Horon, who subscribed on the 5th of August. Thank you very much for that. Big plus for you, my friend. Right, we shall go for I don't know, recycling and the smoking ban and the smoke detector distribution as well. We'll go for that in this particular area, whereby we will fill this in with offices. We'll just start with this middle area for now, I think. I don't think we want to go too mad. Right, next job is to extend the pipes. Right, how are we doing for water? We're doing okay, actually. We may want to go ahead and put in another water tower and sewage treatment at some point. Although at the moment I think we're fine, so... Right, let's speed up a little bit here with a view to watching this build up. And I guess we could probably go ahead and actually extend Carambir Rise to here. There we go. What I might actually do here is dezone a little bit of that like that, and actually just do something a little bit like this. I will tweak this in a second. Whereby we sort of chop a little bit of that off, chop a little bit of that off like that, and a little bit of that. And this one is going to be called Mount Carambir. There we go. Just as a little marker, Mount Carambir. Also, if you happen to go walking up there, no smoking. And recycle. For the love of God, recycle. Do not litter up on the mount. It's as simple as that. Right. Interesting. Maybe I should have gone for a high-rise ban over here. Right, there is a little bit of power jump It's not quite making it there. What I will do is, in a minute, I will probably go ahead and actually chuck in... once I build a little bit more over here, I might chuck in another little bus service up here. Unless I extend a little bit further. I might extend a little bit further first, and then I'll chuck in a local bus service that connects up. So, we're going to need some fire coverage along those two areas. We're going to need some healthcare. We're going to need a police station. And we are going to need some education up in the top area. We may have to actually localize that a little bit more. I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to put in a road connects up there, because that's a little bit sparse on connections. I'm actually putting 2 roads that connect there. So education should stretch a little bit further than that. It doesn't matter too much for the actual business park, but I just want it to be able to extend that way as best as possible. Right, so I think this road setup is probably complete over here, so I feel quite safe in actually starting to fill this in with some residential. Probably start with that, actually. That should be fine. Build around the mountain. And I will chuck in some parks and things like that. So, ooh, I've got some cricket parks over here, but I might go with a... Actually, you know what? This needs a beer garden. Ah, but the slope's too steep, of course. Damn. Anywhere I can, like... So I'm going to slot in a couple in here. Yes, no. Also allows the power to jump, so can't really complain. Anywhere at all I can fit one in? Doesn't look like it. So we might have to go for some smaller parks then. The dog garden, yes, I can fit in some stuff like this, so go with that. And possibly a plaza in the office space area is going to go down like a T? Excellent, right. So that's allowed the power to jump. Need some water. Right, I think we'll just carry on like the west-east piping over here. At some point we'll get a north-south pipe in here again. But right, one thing I've not checked for a while is garbage coverage. Okay, we do have good coverage, but we don't have quite enough incineration. So we may need to get an incinerator up at some point, or perhaps a recycling station somewhere around here. Maybe, I don't know. We do have an empty landfill over here now, though. Which I can get rid of and possibly replace with 2 of these. I know it's in the same area, but at the end of the day it helps. Because it seems to be that the coverage is fine, so no need to worry too much about that. Right, yeah, that's fine. We're okay for power at the moment. I suppose we could use a little bit more at some point. I think we'll go ahead and zone in some dense commercial along this avenue, actually. Just to keep up with the commercial demand. I might do the same along the top here, actually. Although, some of them are not going to be built, so I'll just stick with that for now, actually. Right, Caribbean Rise actually only has the small business enthusiast at the moment, so we might want to go ahead and chuck in the big business benefactor for the big commercial that's about to zone in up here. Okay, right, there is demand, but things are still filling in, so... Did zone that, right? Yeah, okay. I guess bigger commercial will struggle to actually... You know what? Just to keep the theme going, I'm actually going to introduce a high-rise ban in Caribbean Rise. The reason being, I do want like little places and things like that to spawn, and not nothing too large. So I will introduce a high-rise ban up here. Right. So far so good though. This is looking very, very good. I'm liking this. We will of course fill in some trees and things like that over here at some point, I imagine. But I think that's it for now though. I think, yes, we will carry on in the next part. So the next part we will carry on expanding Carambir Rise over here with a view to getting a bus service possibly from this area over into DLXO Shadow District. Let's just have a look real quick. It's not too bad, that's the thing. So what I might do is I might actually wait until we build up to the highway and then possibly a little bit further down before I actually do that. But that's it for now though, so thanks for watching. If you like City Skylines, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. But I'll see you next time for more from myself, Matt Tomato. Thanks for watching, guys.